Good morning, Christmas Eve, Sawyer. It's Aunt Fufu, and I have something special for you today. To be a part of your Christmas, I want to read Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to you, okay?
Hi, Sawyer. Love you.
In Christmas Town, also known as the North Pole, is the wonderful place where Santa Claus lives with Mrs. Claus, all the elves, and the flying reindeer that pull Santa's sleigh every Christmas Eve. Nowadays, Christmas Town is a happy place. The elves make toys, the reindeer fly, but in the old days, everyone had to watch out for the abominable snow monster. He was big and furry and hated anything to do with Christmas, and he liked to eat reindeer. All that started to change when Santa's lead reindeer, Donner, became a papa. "We'll call him Rudolph," said Donner, looking at his new son. Suddenly, Donner and Mrs. Donner saw a bright light. "He's got a shiny red nose," said Donner in surprise. "I'd say it even glows." Santa came to see the new arrival, but then he saw Rudolph's nose. "Let's hope this glowing stops if Rudolph wants to make the sleigh team," Santa said. "We can't have any shiny noses flying through the sky." So the Donners put a little cover on Rudolph's nose. But as all the young reindeer continued to play, the cover popped off Rudolph's nose. It was glowed for all to see. At first, the other reindeer were frightened, but soon they began to laugh and call poor Rudolph names. "Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer!" And Coach said, "Go home. From now on, you can't join in any reindeer games." Only Clarice didn't laugh at Rudolph. Poor Rudolph wandered off. Soon he met an elf who was hiding in the woods. "Hi, my name is Hermie," said the elf. "I want to be a dentist, but right now I'm just an elf who doesn't belong." "And I'm a red-nosed reindeer," sighed Rudolph. The pair decided to be friends and to run away together. They hadn't wandered very far when they heard the terrible roaring of the abominable snow monster. "It's my nose," said Rudolph. "The monster sees it and is coming after us." Rudolph and Hermie were saved by Yukon Cornelius, the greatest prospector of the North. "Jump into my sled," said Cornelius, "and we'll run like crazy." But no matter how fast they went, the monster stayed close behind. Finally, they were trapped at the water's edge. Cornelius chopped the ice with his axe, and the friends floated safely away. They floated all night and landed on a strange island where they were greeted by a puppet that sprang from a box. "I'm the official sentry of the Island of Misfits Toys," said the puppet. "My name is Charlie, and that's why I'm a misfit toy. No one wants to play with a Charlie in the box." "We want to travel with Santa on his magic sleigh," said the misfit doll. "Otherwise, we'll miss out all the fun with the boys and girls when Christmas Day arrives." The friends met an elephant with polka dots, a choo-choo train with square wheels, a water pistol that shot jelly, a bird that swam, a cowboy riding an ostrich, and a boat that couldn't float. "We're all misfits too," said Rudolph. "Maybe we could stay here with you." But the king of the island would let them stay for only one night. This island is for toys alone, he said. A living creature cannot hide here, but you can help us. When you return to Christmas Town, tell Santa about these homeless toys, and I'm sure he can find girls and boys who would be happy with them. A toy is never happy till it's loved by a child. That night, while Hermie and Cornelius slept, Rudolf lay awake. My nose will only bring my friends more danger. I must go off on my own. But as he wandered alone in the snow, Rudolf realized he couldn't run away from his troubles. Rudolf returned to the mainland, headed for Christmas Town, but he first had to pass the cave of the abominable snow monster. As he did, Rudolf heard voices crying, "Help! Help!" Rudolf rushed inside. There were Rudolph's parents and Clarice. They had been searching for Rudolf and had been caught by the monster who was about to devour Clarice. "Put her down," Rudolf cried, butting the surprised monster with his little antlers. Just then, Hermie and Cornelius pulled up outside the cave. They followed Rudolph's trail until he knew he needed help. "An abominable snow monster will never pass up a pork dinner," said Cornelius. "Hermie, you sit outside the cave and oink like a pig. When the monster comes out, you watch." Hermie approached the mouth of the cave. He called, and the monster dropped Clarice and rushed outside. At that moment, Cornelius pushed a giant snowball down on top of him and splat! Working quickly while the monster was stunned, Hermie used his dentist tools to remove the monster's teeth. Back in Christmas Town, Rudolph told how he and his friends had defeated the abominable snow monster. Everyone realized that misfits have their place too. Rudolph told Santa about the misfit toys. "As soon as the storm lets up, I'll find homes for them," Santa promised. Then the weather elf handed Santa his report. "The storm won't subside by tonight. I won't be able to see to fly my sleigh." Suddenly, a flash of light came across Santa's eyes. "Rudolph," he said, "what a beautiful, wonderful nose. Why don't you guide my sleigh tonight?" "I'd be honored to, Santa," putting on his jingle bells. "Okay, Rudolph," said Santa. "First stop is the island of misfit toys. Up, up, and away." And with Rudolph leading the way, Santa soon found loving homes for all those loving, lonely toys. "Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer," everyone sang. "You'll go down in history." And he did. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They'd never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Ho, ho, 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 Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, "Whoopee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Merry Christmas, love Aunt Foo-Foo.